Hello guys, Vengeancer here, bringing you another BDO video. Welcome back to anybody that's a sub, and if you're not, go become one. I just got back from Star's End. Well, several things. One, I finally opened up the other costume that I had sitting in the Black Spirit safe from login rewards. Actually, a couple of them. And I collected a few other things, but here's one. And then there's this one. I actually prefer this costume over the Destiny one. However, I prefer the Destiny hat over this hat. I wish I could mix and match, but I can't because this is all one piece. So it takes up the top, gloves, hat, and shoes, and then you have a separate one for the dagger and the staff. I actually really like that staff compared to the other one, and I like this costume. So I'm going to be rolling with this one. Dagger, I don't know, not so much. However, I will deal with the hat since it matches and I can't really change it. And the other thing, I just got back from Star's End. I wanted to see how much silver I can make there, and also I wanted to work on the knowledge from there. I did end up getting one, but there were a few that I just couldn't get. Don't know what that one was, or that one, but these three, Harbinger of Immorality, and Corruption, and the Remnant of Corruption, those three, I grinded for an hour and I could not get them. But I don't know how much silver I got either, because I forgot to deposit everything. But I ended up with 2,900 trash loot, and that's with me not having knowledge and with me missing. Let's deposit the silver first before I... So we ended up with 10 of each blackstone, 5 Kafirs, and 1 sealed magic crystal. And that's with a loot scroll on, Agris, and the drop event buff going on. Plus I have level 5 node over here. Level 5. So I get plus 25%, 10% of the time. Didn't get any distos. Oh, I forget to deposit silver. So we'll go see how much trash loot I get, plus the Kafirs and the crystals. Oh, also, there's how much I have to repair. So you can subtract that off, I suppose. Okay, there's those. And 2,900. So, nowhere near worth on Star's End for me compared to Centaurs. Centaurs, you know, I was getting like 300-400 million during the drop event with the Agris on. And here at Star's End, I ended up getting probably around 70, maybe 100 mil by the time you do 15 mil for Kafirs, 45 for that, plus another Kafirs that. So I don't know, somewhere around 60 to 80 mil at Star's End. I didn't get a disto drop, so it just wasn't good for me. I'm gonna actually grind today some more, and I'm gonna use these during the drop event, and I will just probably go Centaurs, I think, because it's most beneficial. It's gonna give me... It'll give me what I need. Better than just pure silver. I don't know how people make good silver at Star's End. And I'm not terrible on AP or DP, but I do have to be careful at Star's End, because if I'm not careful, I will die. I did die over there once, so I think what I'm going to do is head over to probably Centaurs. I don't know, it says optimal AP, but descending. So we're at 270 something. Guess we could do that place. We could really do any of these, but I don't have enough DP. That's the problem. It's only supposed to do 260 AP there, and I was having problems killing. I don't think my accuracy is high enough. I'm gonna have to work on accuracy because I was missing a lot. And I also wanted to check out Katuga, but Centaurs is just so good now because the trash loot is so high. 21,000. Like, I think they overbuffed that. But that's where we're heading. So I will do this. I got level 9. Let's just invest the rest of my energy there and slowly get this to 10. So I will check back in a little while. Well, I made it to Centaurs. However, I can't dismount my freaking horse. I'm mashing the R key, but it just is not happening. I can do everything else. I just can't dismount. Just can't, and then there's no other way to get off the horse. So I'm gonna have to wait for the timer to tick down to change servers. This is just ridiculous. Well. Yeah, it's not happening. So I guess I will wait for the server change and then do some grinding. So I'm over here grinding. And here's an example of what I was complaining about with the wizard in a few videos ago. So I can use my fireball skill. Let me clear these. I can use fireball, or I can use lightning, residual lightning, all these things far away. Even bolide I can use pretty far away. However, if I try to use earthquake or what's this called? Equilibrium, can't. I can't even hit that mob. So as a range class, that is frustrating because range classes by default are squishy. If a melee class gets to you, that's it. You're done. But that right there was about as far away as I could hit the little centaur with equilibrium. So I have to be right up on top of somebody. And I get we have like 4 guard and that kind of stuff, but as a range class you would think you'd be able to use all of your skills ranged. See, I can't even hit that guy. But I think the wizard needs a little bit of a range increase on some of its skills. I think it needs to be reworked. And that's what I'm hoping for. Not that I'm inherently unhappy with my wizard. I love playing my wizard. But in terms of being a squishy class and supposedly being very mobile, wizards are not mobile. That's all the mobility I got. And I have to be standing on top of somebody to be using some of my skills. Same with my Earthquake Evade. I can hit just fine here. However, if I am any amount away from a mob, has to be standing pretty much in my face. So that's a couple of skills. The earth skills need to be reworked, I think. But I am on Arsha. Got the buffs on. I'm probably about to get PvP'd. Maybe not. Most people I don't think want to PvP anymore. They're just on Arsha for the drop. For the drop increase. So even if I get PvP'd, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna come back, and it doesn't cost me anything to come back and just keep fighting, you know? The only thing I'm doing is run a scroll. I'll just turn off my loot scroll, the little gauge, item increase scroll gauge. And we'll just PvP back, but yes, I can hit with bolide even far away, lightning, fireball, meteor, even if I can get it to work, even like chain lightning hit that far away. So you know it. I mean, so, and chain lightning you would think would be the one that you have to at least be able to be fairly at a medium distance because, you know, it has to be chained. But the whole earthquake thing and equilibrium break, it's frustrating. And I just completely missed that. However, moving on to other things, I'm getting a lot better drops here than I did at Star's End, which is pretty sad because this is a lower requirement area. I guess it's not sad for like people who don't have as high AP, but and I don't miss here either. So like Star's End mobs, I just miss all the damn time, so I don't think I have enough accuracy. .706 on accuracy. So maybe I need like 1,000 or something. I don't know. But it wasn't a good experience. I can chill over here. I don't have to pay as much attention. There's no chance of me dying here. Granted, I don't get the chance of dropping a disto. Earring, but what do I really need those for anyway? I'm not pushing for those right now, and I would just end up selling it. And selling it, it's going to gain me 300 gold, so it's like a gamble whether or not I do as good at Star's End as I do here at Centaurs just by running around and collecting all the trash loot. I would rather take the guaranteed over the maybe the not so guaranteed. Plus I have a chance to get scroll written in forgotten language and the sealed black magic crystals. Plus I've already gotten a centaur belt in the 15 minutes that I've been here. I'm already at 3,000 trash loot, so, and it sells for more than it Star's End. I've gotten an actual centaur belt, plus I've gotten a couple of soiled ones that give me another chance, and I've already gotten sealed magic black crystals. So, not to mention multiple Kafirs and blackstones. So you know, it's a better area than Stars End in my opinion, at least for me. Now, if somebody else or one of you guys watching has tips or can explain how Stars End would be better than Centaurs for me right now, just aside from the scenery change, because grinding here at Centaurs is boring AF. But definitely a whole lot more laid back, because I can just put on YouTube video or even a movie and not really pay attention to what I'm doing. In Stars End, if I'm not constantly dodging, then my character dies. So to me, I don't think it's worth the carpal tunnel. And if I was trying more hardcore here, I would be getting a whole lot more loot. There's another sealed black magic crystal, but I would prefer to just sit back and chill. And I don't believe in, if you're grinding, I don't believe it in it being a job. You know, as soon as it becomes a chore and not fun, it's no longer worth doing to me. So I would rather just hang out, maybe PvP every once in a while, and make a lot of silver. And if it's not the most efficient, then I guess so be it. Because at least I'm still having fun. But I just wanted to comment on the whole wizard rework thing. I'm hoping that they do rework it in the future. I really do. Because even since, and I've played this game, get off my screen. I've played this game for a long time. Since like 2017, I believe. I mean, 812 days on the character. So, you know, that's quite a bit. And I've taken breaks here and there. But even since the beginning of the game, you know, whenever it first came out, when I first started playing, the wizards always felt kind of clunky to me. Even in the days when you could just run through monsters and just hold down chain lightning before they changed it, and you could just eat them away. That's how I would grind low-level mobs. I mean, I just leveled chain lightning, and then I'd just walk around through the different mobs and hold it, you know. But they changed it to where they nerfed it a little bit a while back. But the wizards always felt, and these were in the days before they split the teleport, but it's always felt clunky to me. And coming from games that are tab target, and you know, where your gear depends on how much you can tank, not whether you can iframe something at a certain point or dodge it. You know, you basically farm your gear up, and if you got enough health and defense in the tab target style games, then you can tank it. You know, and you have Holy Trinity, which tanks, healers, and DDs. You know, mages weren't tanking a bunch anyway, so you never really had to worry about that as long as you didn't get hit by AoEs or killed by the ads. So that's why you had certain gear to offset that. But now in a combat style game, the classes that have tons of mobility, ninjas, even berserkers, warriors, you know, all of, and then those are just the most common, but all the other very high mobile classes that do a ton of damage plus are severely mobile, you're just at a disadvantage if you're playing a squish class that mobility is gated by a skill cooldown and not stamina. I mean, I can spam this, but it's not the same as a assassin, I don't know, whatever character that is, that can dash a lot smoother and more often, or further at a time, you know, or any of the other ones. And then I do have a run buff, but it has a cooldown of 50 seconds and it lasts 28. So I guess all these things combined, I guess, you know, with my 3 teleport skills plus magic evasion, it is fairly mobile, but it's clunky compared to the other classes' mobility. Fiance plays a Kunoichi, and the amount that they can run and dash, it just amazes me. We used to grind together, and she would, you know, if we would go grind, say Nagas, you know, whenever we were lower geared, when she played all the time. And we would set, and I would try to keep up, and I couldn't keep up, and she would kill the monsters before I could like get to them, even trying to teleport after. So it's just like, what's the point? I was basically leeching at that point. But by no means tired of the wizard at all. I don't plan on making any other characters. I do love the wizard. I just get frustrated with the mobility issue, and it's more apparent if you're PvPing. When a character can appear, pretty much one-shot me and disappear. Some of that is FPS or latency, but for the most part, it's just the fact that I can see them coming on the minimap and they're like a streak, and then they're gone, and I'm dead in one hit, you know? So it's just, that gets frustrating, but yeah, I would love to see a mobility rework. I think the damage on Wizard is pretty good. I don't have an issue with that. Then again, I don't PvP enough to know if people think they're broken, but as far as damage goes. And I know they got nerfed a little bit because they were, Succession was ridiculous in PvE, and I guess it still is, but maybe that's why they think the mobility is okay, because of the damage output. But if you nerf one, you have to fix the other, so I don't see that as a valid argument. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to grinding, and then I'll check back in after the hour's done. I got about half an hour left, so I'll check back in and see what we're at whenever I hit that mark. Alright, so I decided to cut this a little bit early. My hand is kind of hurting, and I would prefer to have the use of my hand later instead of having it aching and throbbing. So, switching back to Serendia, and go off. I was thinking about something while I was grinding there for the last 10 minutes, talking about the wizard and its skills and everything. Plus, I'm starting to get overweight, but we'll jump back to Heidel real quick here, and I don't forget, I can just click these things and go straight to the city. So I was thinking about it. You know, the last game that I heavily played, the last MMORPG that I really enjoyed and appreciated and spent a lot of time playing. I did play a mage or a wizard. They didn't call them wizards, they call them mages. And it was kind of a WoW clone, really, because it had used the same style system, and you had your mage, and you had base skills, you know, like fireball, and there was like ice arrow, I think, and then there was like a lightning skill or something, and then there was like utility skills and stuff that you had. But then you had talents that you could spec into, and it was either fire, wind, or ice or water. I played an ice mage, and you ended up getting an extra ice skill plus some other utility skills, and then the talents would augment your base skills that you already had. You know, so it would make them a lot better. And the ice mage was all about crowd control, so they had tons of freezing. It would just freeze people into blocks of ice. But anyway, enough about that game. I was thinking, I'm pretty underwhelmed in terms of like the wizard skills in BDO. you're pretty much locked into, if you're a wizard and not a witch, and they kind of changed this a little bit whenever they gave you access to the voltaic and equilibrium, but before you were kind of pretty much locked into being fire and water. But then the water skills are pretty lackluster, which are the ones that I am most interested in. So it's just kind of weird. The ice ones I really liked. I like freeze, but it doesn't do much damage. I mean, I still need to level up prime freeze. I guess it's a little bit better, 578 times 5, but it's just, it doesn't do near the damage. I mean, 578 times 5 versus 1273 times 8, and it's on the same cooldown. And Blizzard is pretty lackluster. I guess you can do Blizzard Storm and hold it, but I do just Blizzard Domain because I think it's cool. You just create it and it just rains down blizzards, snowballs, and in an area. But the shift left and right mouse bumper is kind of crappy because it most of the time wants to cast. For me, whenever I hit it, it wants to do mana absorption, which is shift left mouse bumper, or chain lightning, which is shift right mouse bumper. So I have a hard time getting it to cast what I want it to cast. But really, that's all you got. You got freeze and then frigid fog, which is okay. It's doing okay damage, but it's on a 10-second cooldown. So down Q. See, that one's pretty good, but prime freeze is not so good. But it's neither here nor there. I guess I could spec into Aqua Jail, but then again, it comes into the same problem of being AoE around me instead of being able to aim it. So I have to pretty much be standing in the monsters to do it. That's why I stopped playing with Voltaic. Is because I wanted to be able to cast far away and be actual ranged, you know. And while Aqua Jail Explosion, it's a cool skill and it has pretty good utility. It takes away evasion, which would help with the accuracy issue, and it also has a soft CC with minus movement speed. However, if I'm not standing around on top of somebody, it doesn't work very well, and it doesn't do nearly as much damage as Equilibrium. And Equilibrium has the minus 10 AP, so, you know. Same with Voltaic, it's area effect around the wizard, so you have to be standing practically on top of them, and so, you know, that's why I strayed away from those, but they are very cool skills. However, back to my original point, I prefer to play at CC Heavy Mage, where you have slows and stuns or freezes, and I think a utility mage is a whole lot more fun than just a nuke mage. Because eventually, if you are good enough with the utility mage that has crowd control, you can win a fight. But if you're just a nuke mage and you have no crowd control, and you just dump your damage as a glass cannon, you're going to get one shot, and you're probably not going to win the fights very much unless you're able to one-shot somebody else. But if anybody is tank and they have CC, you're done for. So just some thoughts on why I was complaining about the wizard a few videos ago. Maybe it's just my, oh look, I can't get off my mount again. So apparently that's busted again. There we go. Stupid thing. So I'm gonna dump the silver in there. Teleport over here because I don't want to be slow. Hit the repair. 31,000. And then we're going to dump all of this stuff that I wouldn't normally use in the inventory so we can see how much we made in 40 minutes versus an hour at Start Then. I won't use this 2 Vala ore, so I'm just going to sell it. That's junk. Don't need. The Rokaba I won't use or sell. So we're pretty much down to the trash loot, which I had 78.05. Casually grinding for 35 minutes or so. Look at the difference. 173 versus 45 million in silver. Plus I ended up with 10 of these, which is about 2 million in value. 14 Kafirs, bunch of scrolls, some other things, and a Centaur belt, which is another 14 mil. So Centaurs is just too good, even casually grinding in for like 30-35 minutes. We made over 200 million. It's pretty dang good. So I'm going to dump this in there, this, these, and these. The rest of this stuff is going in my storage. And I will send all that over to Belia. Yeah, I need to send all the enhancement crap over to Belia. Okay, let's open these real quick. There's another Centaur belt. And a couple of soils. I put the soils on. Oh, nope, I don't want you in there. I put the soils on an alt, so we'll dump that over there. And we're gonna dump. Keep about 125 million on my character, and then I always keep about 100 million in idle storage. So there we go, we're at 17 there. I don't know where all that silver came from. And I still got 3 hours that I can grind. So before I close this off, I got one other thing that I want an opinion about. I'm curious about. So I have a bunch of ancient spirit dust, and I can make a ton of Kafirs. I don't know what 8350 divided by 5 is. 1670. So I can craft 1670 there. Plus, I've got I know it's over 14. It froze. Be right back. It's a good thing I like the load music. We're almost back. And here we go. Let's see if I can get into the central market here as soon as everything loads in. This is what I'm dealing with though on the cell hotspot. The pop in is crazy. There's nobody here in Heidel, of course. I know better because I'm on Serenity 2. And then everything starts to slowly load. You'll see in the mini map the character icons pop in, and all the horses just popped in. And then the people will pop in here in a minute. Alright, so before I got interrupted by a freeze, we have 1435 here. So that is 3,105 as far as Kafirs go, and they are maxed out again. 3 billion for that, so that's probably 7 billion silver in total. My question to anyone that views this, what's your advice? Should I sell all the Kafirs and use it to upgrade the gear that I already have and get the rest of my gear to pen, the boots, the helmet, and the gloves? Or invest some of that silver into better gatherer's clothes / pen butcher knife, or maybe even the accessories. Or should I save the Kafirs until I get 8,000 and dump them into the Dim Tree Spirit's armor to get the Fallen God armor? So I guess my question is, in everyone else's opinion, is it better to have a piece of Fallen God armor, or is it better to get the rest of my gear to pen first and then save for the Fallen God? The alternative is keep saving for the Fallen God and grind the silver and life skill the silver and go ahead and get the other pieces of gear up to pen anyway, but keep the Kafirs for a future date. So I guess it's really a matter of convenience. If I sold the Kafirs, that's another 7 billion. That would help with getting the. I could outright buy the helmet and get it ready for Libresca later, and then work on enhancing the shoes and the gloves to pen. And once those are done, then start sinking my silver back into getting the Fallen God and Libresca. Versus, and then I'm still working on the pen Crescent Guardian ring. And then everything will be to a point where I think the next step would be to start working on penning the Black Stars. So I guess the question is, keep the Kafirs and slowly work towards pinning everything else, or sell the Kafirs and put the silver into pinning everything else and getting it sooner. I don't know which is the best option, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to do yet, but I've been considering selling the raw Kafirs and keeping the Ancient Spirit Dust for a future date. But I'm just not sure. So I would like opinions. If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and I appreciate anybody that comments. And that's all I got for today. Star Citizen sucks. Back to Centaurs. So, as always, until next time.